Hi everyone, and welcome to our next short talk today from Riverlane. We have Ophelia Crawford. Ophelia joined Riverlane 3 years ago and is part of the quantum science team. There, she works on algorithms for quantum computers, particularly in the context of computational chemistry. Ophelia is a computational and theoretical physicist by background and completed a PhD in geophysics, during which she gained expertise in numerical algorithms. Geophysics, very interesting. Looking forward to your talk. Thanks, Ophelia.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much for having me. So I'm just going to, over the next sort of 10 minutes or so, give you a bit of an introduction to Riverlane, who we are, what we do, and a bit of information about working here. I joined the company about 3 years ago, and I'm a physicist by background, but I actually, until I joined the company, had very little quantum computing experience. I was a geophysicist. And so that's one of the really nice things about Riverlane is we have people from sort of all sorts of different backgrounds working here. Let's see if I can find the next. Great. So as a one sentence summary, Riverlane develops software for quantum computers. We are a team of currently 35 people, but are expanding quite rapidly. So probably going to be about 60 by the end of the year. And we've also expanded quite rapidly before this time. So when I joined 3 years ago, we were pretty much just 4 people. We are based in Cambridge in the UK, right in the city centre of what's a very nice city. In case you don't know where anything about Cambridge, so it's about an hour from London in the south of England. And it's a very, it has quite a lot of tech-based companies and quite a lot of startups, which provides quite a nice environment for doing tech work. So this is our most recent team picture here. It was actually taken about 18 months ago. We're hoping we might be able to take another one this summer that's a bit more up to date. But just to highlight that, we do come from quite a range of backgrounds. So on the technological side, we have mathematicians, we have computer scientists, we have chemists, physicists, engineers, some of whom have quantum computing backgrounds, experience in various different aspects of that. But some, like me, come in with very little. And we're also quite varied in other ways. So the whole team is 38% women, and in fact 3 out of the 5 members of senior management are women, and we also have people coming from kind of all over the world, more than a third of us are from outside the UK originally. So I'll now tell you a little bit about what quantum computing at Riverlane means. So firstly, as I said, we do develop software for quantum computers. The other side of the quantum computing coin would, of course, be hardware, the actual quantum computers themselves. And quantum computers, whilst overall they can kind of be thought to behave in similar ways, there are actually lots of different ways of realizing these quantum computers, some of which are listed here. And just as an example, as a picture of a quantum computer, this is a company called Oxford Quantum Circuits, who are also based in the UK. They're a superconducting computer. And you may know that quantum computers aren't yet capable of performing sort of large calculations that classical computers can't, but they are rapidly getting more and more capable as time passes. And so that brings me to what Riverlane do, and we see our role in developing software for quantum computers to have 2 parts. So the first part of our mission is to build an operating system for a quantum computer. And the second part is to develop algorithms and think about applications for calculations that could be run on quantum computers. So turning to the first aspect of that, so the operating system, we're developing something which we call Deltaflow, which is exactly this, an operating system for quantum computers. And the idea is it provides access to different levels of the hardware stack to try and increase performance. So this schematic diagram on the left shows kind of the different levels of hardware involved in running a quantum computer. At the very bottom, you have the qubits, which are the physical, or how you store the data on the quantum computer. At the very top, you'll typically have like an ordinary classical computer. And then you have intermediate layers of, say, FPGAs that can perform different parts of calculations. And it's important, in order to increase performance, to kind of distribute the way you do calculations in the best way possible. And if you're interested in learning more about Deltaflow, we do actually have a video on our YouTube channel that one of our interns who worked with us last summer put together, explaining some of the aspects of Deltaflow. As part of Deltaflow, we have a grant with lots of the UK quantum computing hardware companies who span many of the different technologies I showed you on the previous slide. And so we're kind of working together to try to build this operating system. The other aspect of what we do is, as I said, applications. So working on science within quantum computing. And this is the part of the company, the kind of work that I look at doing. The main application we consider is computational chemistry calculations. So looking at things like finding ground state energy of a molecular system using a quantum computer. This is just kind of a schematic illustration of the kinds of things we think about. So firstly, given a molecule, here's a very simple molecule, just a hydrogen molecule with 2 hydrogen atoms. A typical problem we're interested in computational chemistry is finding the ground state energy of that molecule, which involves thinking about the ground state electron configuration, which is kind of schematically illustrated down here. And once we're able to, if we're able to calculate things like energies of that system, we can then look at producing plots like this on the right-hand side. So yeah, thinking about these computational chemistry calculations and how we might be able to use quantum computers to do them is one of the main aspects of what we do and the side of things I work on. So that was a very quick overview of the types of technical work we do at Riverlane. And so I just want to finish by saying a little bit more about what working at Riverlane is like. So firstly, we have a number of benefits available to staff. I'm not going to go through all of them, but one that might be of relevance, particularly if people live far away, is we do offer relocation assistance. And in terms of what working at Riverlane is like, this quote up here, I think, sums it up quite nicely. So there is fundamental physics involved in what we do, which means we are at the edge of kind of performing actual research, but also because we're in a company and we're kind of trying to drive forward to solve technological challenges, that kind of pushes us forward. And we're also, there's a nice balance between being able to kind of work by yourself and figure out like your own problems, but also we're really very collaborative. So all of the work we do is done in teams, trying to kind of work together to solve problems. If any of this does sound interesting to you, we do have some vacancies currently on our website that you can apply for. So the technical ones here are mostly on the Deltaflow side, so looking at developing our operating system. We also have some other roles, so project marketing manager and a scientific writer. Our roles that are advertised are also changing all the time. So a few weeks ago, we were advertising more for roles on the application side of things. And we're also always interested to hear from software engineers, field application engineers, and delivery managers. And if you do have any questions about these roles, yeah, please contact this email here. There's also details about that on the website. The other opportunity we offer is we do have an internship scheme. This has closed for this year, but will open again after Christmas for doing internships in the summer of 2022. This, I don't exactly know how it will run next year, but I can, as an indication, tell you how it worked this year. So we had two main schemes. A kind of general scheme aimed at all students, so undergraduate, masters, and PhD students. And there we weren't necessarily looking for detailed quantum computing, previous experience, just kind of knowledge, or yeah, general kind of technical background and interest in the field. So yeah, that will open after Christmas for potentially doing internships in the summer. And we also offered a scheme aimed at PhD students who perhaps do have some experience in quantum computing, targeting kind of specific projects and specific backgrounds. And if you'd like to learn more about our internship schemes, we do have a few blog posts on those where you can read about our past interns' experiences. And so that's all from me on a whistle-stop tour of Riverlane. So you can find all our vacancies on our website. And if you have any questions, feel free to email us. I'd be very happy to answer any questions now. And also several of my colleagues are going to be on the, have a booth. So you can talk to people both on the HR side, and we also have some people on the technical side there to answer any questions you might have. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ophelia. Really like. I like that you go through the history of your career, the company, and then the benefits. Very highlighting what are the benefits of working at Riverlane and what are the positions open. I think it answers a lot of questions that probably people have. I'm going to ask you two questions. One is from Raghavendra. He or she said, I have 8 years research experience in computational chemistry, calculations with DFT, and quantum molecular dynamics. Can I apply? I think I know the answer, but I let you.
We absolutely do have people from those backgrounds. That really is very useful for us. We're not currently hiring for those kind of positions. But yeah, I'd suggest either sending someone an email to ask if that's the kind of thing we might be hiring for again in the future, or also drop by the booth at the, our booth. So yes, we absolutely, that kind of background, we do have people with computational chemistry backgrounds. That's obviously very useful to us in general. Yeah, we just don't currently have any roles advertised on that.
There is a very interesting question from Arush Ahmed. Any plans for women who are looking for returning to their careers?
I would absolutely say we're, of course, very, very open to that. I'd particularly encourage you to go along to the booth to chat to people on the HR side about that. Of course, I'd encourage you to go and chat to them.
Perfect. So thanks again, Ophelia. So don't miss the opportunity to go and visit the Riverlane booth. And I see you now in the next talk. See you soon, Ophelia. Thanks.
Thank you.